Hey, Max here, and I got a hot topic to talk with you Star Wars, movie, and toy fans and toy collectors. And it's sad news, unfortunately. It's about Toys R Us and what Star Wars had to do with all this. I mean, it wasn't the end-all, be-all, but it contributed, and part of it's The Last Jedi. But let's talk about it. First, I want to give a disclaimer. Warning! This video contains rumors, speculation, strong opinions, and a mad Max. And I am really mad because future generations are not going to get to experience a legit standalone toy store. I think this is it, and it's sad. Toys R Us, the last toy store. Yes, there's Target, Walmart, other department stores that have toy sections, but Toys R Us, the last toy store. And here's some look at these Force Link figures that are coming up for Solo: A Star Wars Story. Will they even make it? Things are happening and unraveling so quick for Toys R Us. Maybe, who knows if they're going to exist long enough to get to Solo: A Star Wars Story. And Solo: A Star Wars Story toys, let me tell you, are not going to help things. They might hurt. But, do you Last Jedi fanboys still think Last Jedi and Star Wars are profitable? The shady stuff that went down to trick fans into seeing this movie? Lucasfilm needs to listen to fans, and quick. And this is a problem across the board. Movies, toys, collectibles. No one's listening to their fans. And that's what we're going to examine in this episode. Because the proof is there for retail toy stores. Now, Star Wars is not all the problem for the toy industry, but it is a good example of mistakes in both the movie and toy industry, which are closely tied together. They do the same junk. No one listens to the customers anymore. They forgot the golden rule. The customer is always right. Treat your customers with respect. Listen to your customers. Listen to their concerns. And you keep your customers. They're focusing on new customers. And they think we're going to be there no matter what. And the consumer is smarter than ever before. And they're doing the same old tricks. And it's not working. And I'm very mad. Real mad. Because new generation of kids will not have a dedicated toy store. Brick and mortar is not coming back. And corporate culture greed is what got us here. And forgetting the number one rule. Again, customer is always right. Besides all the other junk that is going on in 2018 and 2017 in both the toy and movie industries, the customers got left behind. No one listens to us. I am a toy collector. I have been following the industry for years, and this is a very sad day. Star Wars: The Last Jedi is truly significant and a sign that the toy store will never recover from this mess. The original trilogy action figures were a revolution for the toy industry, and half the fun of being a Star Wars fan was reliving your favorite moments. There was not very many moments in The Last Jedi. That's half the problem. Articles are popping up everywhere and things are happening very fast. Bloomberg News, Toys R Us misses vendor payments. Toys R Us Inc. has missed payments to some suppliers in recent days as the U.S. division heads towards a likely liquidation, according to people with knowledge of the situation. This is directly from a Bloomberg report. The retailer, which filed for bankruptcy in September, has stopped making the payments without providing an explanation, said the people, who asked not to be identified because the matter is private. Some of the people said they can't get anyone at Toys R Us to respond to questions. The company, which faces a $5 billion debt load, also recently stopped negotiating settlements with vendors on money owed before it filed bankruptcy. So that's a really bad sign. Bankruptcy, restructuring, that could be a way to save it. But Honestly, I would love Toys R Us to find a way out, restructure their debt, but it's pointless because the stores are loaded with stock of junk. There's no way getting out of it because they're not going to be able to get the newest, best products because all the toy manufacturers are just going to go to online retailers. So there's just no getting around it. What happened, happened. It's a done deal. The nail's in the coffin. And Star Wars played its part. Business Insider says Toys R Us gift cards will be likely useless in a matter of weeks. In another Bloomberg report says, Bloomberg reports that have failed to restructure its gargantuan debt, which was due this year, or find a buyer, Toys R Us is prepping to liquidate its U.S. operations. I'll go skip a little bit here. While a Chapter 11 bankruptcy provides a company with breathing space, it is incumbent on the debtor's management to show how it intends to reorganize as a going concern. My sense is that the major creditor group has not yet heard a compelling enough story, nor has a white knight appeared. Okay, so will Toys survive? And Toys R Us will survive long enough to even see Solo, a Star Wars story, toys make it to Toys R Us shelves? It's very doubtful at this point. The greed that got us here, let's examine. This is movies and toy industry. Gimmicks, trends, but this is more towards toys now. Cheap toys and lame, shallow characters. A few years ago, the toy industry made some drastic decisions, and those decisions put the nails in the coffin of the last toy store, Toys R Us. You see, the normal categories of dolls, action figures, were not seeing a lot of growth. So two of the biggest toy companies, Mattel and Hasbro, decided since there was not a lot of growth, they would steer the market towards a cheaper product to limit their losses. Basically, create a product with limited costs so it's ready for clearance. They make a budget product and charge the consumer premium price, and because such a limited cost in manufacturing is a product that is quickly clearanced without big losses to the companies. Basically, a junk product released ready for clearance, but what they didn't count on. The consumers will not buy junk, even for clearance prices, and that's what's clogging up retail. And the other trend is not giving any fan service for these lines. The same characters over and over and over, because the toy companies only want to release versions of characters that sell well. Along with the toy review problem here on YouTube and across the internet. Again, quid pro quo relationships with access to products for social media personalities that are more concerned with their positions than criticisms of their product that benefit the consumer. There needs to be a revolution in the review community for more reviews with products bought by the reviewer instead of sponsored relationships. Because this is where you get this. You don't have true criticism. This is what happens. Toys aren't all happy and fun time. You need some good criticisms because consumers deserve it. And the number one problem. You want to sell something? We need to care. No one cares about The Last Jedi characters, and I doubt they will care about Han Nolo and his crew. And other characters that no one cares about. All these reboots of popular properties are all produced with wacky, lame animations, YouTube-length episodes that don't give any true progression or depth. They are all about toys and not story. Everyone loses interest, superficial characters that are lame and pale in comparison to their former versions. It's really a sad development, and I doubt we will ever get a dedicated toy store again. And with online retailers becoming more and more the go-to place where you have to buy toys off your computer screens and promo images showing the product instead of seeing it in your hands, it's a horrible precedent. And who knows if it'll ever improve. Now, there's other options for high-end toys, which are amazing. But what the general public deserves, they still deserve a quality product. And this is what happens when you don't listen to your customers. And this is actually the second time I'm recording this. I recorded this yesterday, but I had some technical difficulties. And then there was some news about the Deadpool movie and how there was news about the focus groups. These big companies, movie companies and toy companies, they pay money for people that aren't fans of their products. And it needs to stop. There's career people in focus groups that just do it constantly. And they say what the company wants to hear. And they say, oh, maybe you should make it cheaper and I'll buy it. Too much focus is going on untapped markets and not taking care of the customers you have. And it needs to stop. And that's why movies and toys are failing. And there's a market there for good product and good movies and good toys. It's just you have to represent your customer and take care of your customer. It's ridiculous that they don't listen to their fans. They ignore their fans. They think we're mindless people that just show up and day one no matter what. They ignore their fans. It needs to stop. So this topic really got me mad because fans have been telling these companies what they've wanted for years, and they ignore it. They actually pay for focus groups. They do sponsored reviews and have relationships with reviewers, and everyone ignores the fans. It's got to stop. There needs to be a revolution in the review community. So those are my thoughts. I put some more pictures together. The Forces of Destiny dolls. And I'm not against this idea. It could have been really cool, but the quality should have been a little bit better. And people aren't buying them because the shorts they put with them were the animated shorts were lame. Do a compelling story animated series to go along with these, and then you might have something. All these shorts for toys and dolls. People have to care about the characters. Closing down Toys R Us everywhere. What will Solo, a Star Wars story, do to toy sales? They're down 21% in 2017 with Last Jedi. What's going to happen to Solo? Wait till you see the numbers at the end of this year. It's not going to get better. Will these even make it to Toys R Us? I don't know. Alright. I appreciate all your... I can't wait to read your comments. Here's a viewer comment. The reason... From AJ Williams. Thanks for your comment. The reason I'm confident in his lines is because he's a... Oh, I remember this comment now. I know why I included it. I appreciate opposing opinions too. Okay, but I disagree with this comment. He isn't confident in his lines is because he's a young Solo. Something is going to happen to him in this movie, and he will become the same old Solo we love. Damage control and excuses. Yes, he's young Han Solo. People change, okay? But character development, you're born with charisma, okay? Alden Ehrenreich has no charisma, and he's dull in this role. I'm sure he's done great roles before. I'm sure he has some talent, but if you're not the right fit, they should have went with someone else. And he does not have the charisma, the swagger, and the confidence when he delivers that line. He doesn't believe it. We don't believe it. If you want to be Han Solo, you have to believe it yourself. I don't think he believes it. So that's my thoughts on the comment. And this is where I want to remind you, you don't have to follow me anywhere. All I want from you is to join in a hot topic, comment below, and have a great one, guys. Bye.